So inflation is something we hear about all the time in the news. And for most of us, inflation is something we can't control. We just know when we go to the store and we buy eggs or milk, or we go out to dinner, things are more expensive. But have you ever heard of a different kind of inflation? It's called lifestyle inflation. What is it? Basically, it's when you make more money, you get a raise or a bonus, what you do with that money can create lifestyle inflation. Maybe you decide to get a bigger car with a larger car payment. Maybe you decide to go out and buy some toys that increases your debt. Maybe you go out and charge things on your credit card that increases debt. It increases your costs, inflation. So here's 3 tips on how you can avoid lifestyle inflation. Budget. Set a savings goal. No, just because you're making more money doesn't mean you have to spend more money. Or if you're going to make more money, instead of buying more stuff, save that money. Put more of that money in your savings and in your retirement. Tip number 2, create a budget. Look, we're finding out right now with Doge that our US government doesn't have much of a budget. Don't let that happen to you. Create a budget. Just because you're making more money doesn't mean you have to spend more money. In fact, the wealthiest people in the world don't necessarily increase their expenses when they make more money. They actually increase their savings. Tip number 3, delay your upgrades, delayed gratifications. Just because you're making more money doesn't mean you have to spend more money. In fact, if you want to buy a big ticket item, let's say over $1,000, or maybe it's $500, or maybe it's $100, wait 2 weeks to buy that item. And if you still want it after that time period, then go ahead and buy it if it's in your budget. So just because you're making more money doesn't mean you have to spend that money, but if you're going to spend it, the best way to spend it is on something that's going to give you a rate of return. One of the best investments is real estate. Every dollar you save brings you closer to that goal of buying a house.